So I have people who have literally been at, like, I've been talking to for 2 decades. I'm gonna get started. Haven't started anything. You took action without a mentor, without anything. 25 years old, just taking action. And although you felt like, you made those mistakes, you learned so much along the way.
I think that's more. I hate to say it this way. It was just sheer ignorance. When you're that young, you're invincible. You're not worried about. There are a lot of.
But you weren't scared though. Some people are scared. They won't do anything. They'll keep reading books. Like some people will just keep reading books. I know people that have read 6,000 books but haven't done anything.
I also, well, again, a lot of that was ignorance on my part, not knowing how hard things can be. A lot of that was Robert Kiyosaki. Man, he made it seem like it was so simple. Oversimplified it. If I got to be honest, looking back on it. But yeah, I was an entrepreneur prior to real estate. Fresh, while I was in college, after graduating college. So it wasn't exactly new to me, but yeah, I always encourage people to just do something, just jump off the sidelines and do something, even if it's on a small scale. Partner with somebody, put some money in. As a matter of fact, I just met with some people, with some novices, some beginners Friday. We're going to pool some money just to help them get their first deal and see how it goes. I'm always trying to help people. Just jump in. Is what I say.
That's dope. Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing I can say, like you're one of the only people I've seen who tried to so I know a lot of people who just wholesale, but you tried to create a system. Mm-hmm. And where did that come from? How are you doing with that? Like, I'm pretty sure it's still a work in progress because you'll never have a fully fine-tuned system. But what made you take a step back and let me just try to systematize this thing?
Well, wholesaling is tough because, and I think everybody falls into this trap. You get a deal, you get your first deal, and you're so excited, and you want to see this thing succeed and get to the settlement table. All of your attention is there, making sure title comes back clean, cleaning up issues on the title, following up with the title company, keeping your sellers and your buyers happy, but then you stop marketing. And no more deals are coming in. So when you finally get to the settlement table and you get that check, it's like, oh man, I made this 2, 3, 5, 10 grand check, but nothing else is coming in. Your phone's not ringing because you neglected your marketing. So that was my first hurdle, how to keep the marketing going while I was straightening out deals. And, I went to a few workshops, seminars, a lot of, YouTube University, and just learn how to basically separate the various aspects of my business, marketing, follow up with, title company, disposition, things like that. You were actually a part of that progress. I dealt with you a lot on the disposition end of it.
Yeah.
So, a lot of wholesalers will post their things on social media and I got this for sale, that for sale. I tried that once and it was very time consuming. You get a ton of people who will respond. They want to meet you at the property. I don't have time for that. My thought was to find a realtor who knows about investing and that, I lucked up to happen to be you and you took care of that for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
While I was still out there marketing and doing whatever I was doing, then that became too much. So, all of my, what do you call it? Data. Gathering all of my data. So then I farmed that out to someone using what we call a VA, a virtual assistant. It's very common in real estate. So my virtual assistants would gather the data. They would give me all the names and numbers. I would go after the people, get the properties under contract. I'd hand it off to you, for example. Mm-hmm. That was sort of my earliest system. Pretty basic. And, we make it the settlement and
yeah, I just found it interesting because like in dealing with a lot of investors, like you were one of the ones I saw who were actively trying to systematize things, which was amazing to me because like I said, I've dealt with wholesalers and they're just running so hard. They've never take time to try to figure out how to drop those pieces off. And I thought that was interesting. And that also to me is what separated someone who's just a wholesaler from someone who has a wholesale business.
Running the business, correct.